Hello, all my dear Sagittarius friends. This is Maxine Taylor, and have I got a forecast for you? Before I jump into that, I want to tell you that finally, my Take Back Your Money book is now available on Amazon, as well as my own website, MaxineTaylor.com. You know, astrology, your birth chart, can show you your programming about money, about love, about business, about everything. But it doesn't help you release it, helps you understand it, perhaps. My personal technique, in this case, it's applied to money, so it's Take Back Your Money, is simple, easy to do, and not only allows you to release the programming that has held your finances back, but you can replace it with the money beliefs that you want. In other words, you can create the wherewithal that you desire and deserve. I've been teaching this process for about 30 or 40 years, something like that. And everyone I have worked with so far has told me that their lives have changed because of this technique, because once you have it, you can use it anytime. So that's number one. And right next to it, your gorgeous solar chart. By the way, if you have Sag rising as well as Sag as your sun sign, this is for you too. I've been asked that question before. I've answered it before, but it bears repeating because there are a lot of new people now who have signed on to this my YouTube channel. Okay, well, you can see that all the action is right around here, right around the ascendant. So let's talk about what's going on. We start in the 12th house. That's the subconscious. That's the spirit plane. That's behind the scenes activities. The sun, which is the yellow planet, is the giver of life. And so wherever it is in the chart, it lights it up. It brings it to life. And so what the sun wants right now is solitude and privacy. Well, on the 22nd, the sun's going to move into your first house. And you're going to say, I am the center of my world right now. And I'm going to say to you, bravo, absolutely, go for it. And so the center of your life, while the sun is there, is going to be you. If you don't take care of you, who's going to? If you don't take charge of your life, who is going to? It is not selfish to put yourself first. I don't mean stepping over people, and I'm not talking about being selfish. I'm talking about being centered in yourself. And your true self, of course, is spirit, God. Okay. That's the first planet. Venus, the pink planet, is love. It's the lesser benefic. Wherever it is in your chart, that is what you love. And that is where you find love because you're looking for it there. It's been in your 12th house. What this means is, number one, your concept of love is so great that the earth cannot compete and compare to it. Compete with and compare to it. And you love your solitude and privacy. Well, on the 16th of the month, Venus is going to move into your first house. It is time to beautify you. Buy a new wardrobe, buy a new outfit, do your nails, whatever. Venus says, I love me. Well, if you love me, the world is going to love me. In other words, if you love yourself, the world is going to love you because they are going to emulate you. They are going to learn to love themselves. if we truly love ourselves, we're not going to do bodily harm to ourselves. And we will attract love and attract more love because we know that we are love. Now, on the 16th, Venus moves into the first house. But number one, no, Venus is first. Okay, Venus moves in first, and then Mercury, the blue planet. That's what you think about and talk about. Well, with Mercury in the 12th house of the subconscious, you may not be clear on what you're thinking about. Don't worry. On the 17th, Mercury moves into your first house, and you are talking and sharing your own ideas. Brilliant. This is the time to start writing that book that you've wanted to write. You know what I mean. Express yourself. So first comes Venus, love. Then Mercury, self-expression. And then the ego on the 22nd. And it says the center of my world is now me. And it will last for the duration. Don't worry, after that, it moves into your second house of money. Oh my, what a shame. We'll talk next month, okay? All right, let's keep on going. Jupiter, the greater benefic. It brings blessings. It brings money. It brings expansion. The two good guys of the zodiac are Venus and Jupiter. Jupiter, however, has been in your fourth house. However, it has been retrograde, which means it's not expressing its full grandeur. On the 23rd, it goes direct. Now it moves into the shadow of the retrograde, but it comes out of retrograde. And this is the time to extend a welcome to the family, to expand the family, meetings, gatherings, parties, to expand the house, the home front. When Jupiter in the fourth is retro, any planet is not expressing its true self when it is retrograde. And speaking of the ultimate retrograde, Mars, the red planet, has just gone retrograde. Let's see, today is the 31st of October. It's retrograde today. It probably moved into retrograde yesterday. Mars is action. Mars is energy. Mars is passion. It's what we fight with and fight for. When it's retrograde, it's like, be calmed. Nothing's happening. Nothing happens at all when Mars is retrograde. And this is very frustrating to the entire world because the entire world feels it. In Sag, in your case, it's in your seventh house of partnership. And this means that your partnerships, your relationships are not, you're not as passionate about them. They're not giving you what you want. People may be wanting more of your attention than you choose to give, and you have to remind them, it's your turn this month. And so while you would go out to other people, they may not respond the way you want them to. Mars will go retrograde in January. And you say, I have to wait that long? Yep, it's a slow mover, but it's a preparatory time, right? So use it that way. Now, let's talk about the new moon and the full moon. Okay, on November 8th, here in the United States, we are having midterm elections. On November 8th, all over the world, we are having a full moon, which happens to be a total lunar eclipse. So here we are on election day in the US of A, total eclipse on the day of the election. As far as I'm concerned, all bets are off. It is going to be interesting, to say the least. Okay. And hindsight being 2020, write down what you think is going to happen and then compare it. Because on the full moon, things come to a head. There's arguing, there's fighting, perhaps, when we have a total lunar eclipse. And that, of course, is a total eclipse of the moon. It's on November 8th. And for those of you who study astrology, it's in 16 degrees of Taurus. Well, it's in your 6th house of work, health, and service. So you might be saying, well, I haven't been feeling real good. Could my health improve when the full moon, the lunar eclipse, is in my 6th house? Absolutely. This eclipse will be strongest 3 to 4 months from now, and it will be in effect until April and May of 2023. Okay, after the full moon explosion, whatever level it's going to take place at, 2 weeks later, we have a new moon. And the new moon is when energy starts moving again. And look where it is. It's in your 1st house. And so once again, that is reactivated. And you're saying, I'm doing it my way. I'm doing what I want, when I want, how I want, because I want. And this new moon is on the 23rd of November, the very same day that Jupiter goes direct. Don't you love it? And it's in 1 degree and 38 minutes of Sagittarius. So if you have early Sagittarius in your chart, say, well, of course, your sun is in Sag, but it may be a later Sag. But if your Venus or your Mercury or whatever is in early Sagittarius, this new moon is going to amplify it and allow it to express itself. So there you have it for November 2022. Please join me next month when once again I take a look at your forecast. Until then, may the stars shine brightly on you and yours. Bye for now.